made a video. I think we took about a month off or something like that, but welcome back to the Aloha Cowboy Saloon. We're going to do something a little bit different this time. Instead of me just making cocktails and showing you how to do that, I am actually going to have a guest at my bar, two guests. Troy Harrison will be joining us. Troy is in our car club. If I've never mentioned it, we are in the Shrunken Heads car club, and Troy is one of our car club brothers. He has brought over his 1967 beautiful red Ford Galaxy tonight, and we're going to sit at the bar, talk about cars, and he and Kurt, actually, Teardrop is joining us also. They're going to critique my cocktails, and I'm sure everyone knows by now I'm not a real bartender, so I just kind of wing it and hope everybody likes what I'm making. But they're going to critique my cocktails. I've got 3 that I'm making tonight, so hopefully Troy might have to sleep on one of our 7 couches after the cocktails, but we'll see. There's also Uber, right? So, all right, let's get started. Episode number 1 of Cars and Cocktails at the Aloha Cowboy Saloon.
Again?
Yeah.
You know, and they're like, really? I'm like, yeah, it just took all those other ones to make me realize what I did the first time.
That the first time was right.
Yeah. And
Hi,
then,
guys.
Hey, Shayla.
Everyone, this is Troy Harrison.
Hi, everyone.
Group. This is Teardrop. You're all well acquainted with him. He's usually makes some kind of appearance in our videos. Tonight, he's actually going to be a guest at the bar and have a little chat about cars with us. Before I get started on this cocktail, Troy, do you want to tell us a little bit about your car?
Sure. It's a 67 Ford Galaxy, 2-door fastback, and the engine in it actually preceded the car. My granddad was a Ford man from way, way back. You cut my granddad, he bled Ford blue. And he bought this 68 Highway Patrol car in the early 70s and pulled the 428 police motor out of it and rebuilt it, did some things to it, and he had it in 3 different trucks. And every truck ended up basically just disintegrating under the motor. So he finally, in the late 80s, he pulled the motor out of the last one of the trucks and rebuilt it again, and he did some stuff to it, and I don't know what the hell he did, but I've driven other 428 police motors and Cobra jets, and this thing will smoke any of them. Put the engine and the transmission under the bench and thought, I'll find something. Well, around 1990, my dad and I were junking cars. I mean, Dad would go buy cars and haul them to the... Well, he found this 67 Ford Galaxy 2-door body, brought it home, and Granddad took one look at it and said, that's where that 428's going. So Granddad puts the 428 in it, does some other stuff to it. My oldest half-brother put a horrible paint job on it. And that was Granddad's hot rod until he passed away in 1993. And in 1993, I bought it from my grandmother. And I had it until 2004. Well, in 2004, I'm starting my business, and I'm broke. I can't even see broke from where I am. That's how broke I am. Had to sell it. Broke my heart. Absolutely broke my heart to sell it. And never saw it again until September of 2019. I'm down at the Olathe Ford Car Show. There it is. And there were some things about that car that Granddad had, let's be honest, kind of cobbled up that were really distinctive. That's it. That's that car.
I remember.
So
I remember this story.
Oh, yeah. So I go to my car, and I grab a piece of paper and a pen. I'm writing a note to put on the windshield that says, hey, this used to be on my granddad's car. Please give me a call. Up walks the guy that I sold it to 15 years ago. He still owned it. He had done some upgrades on it. What was funny was he'd done some upgrades. He put American Racing torque thrust mags on it, headers, aluminum radiator, disc brakes, some stuff that I always thought about doing it. And
right, nothing to tear it down, but just he built it up.
Exactly. And so I said, of course I said what I was going to say. I said, do you want to sell it? No, I'm not ready to sell it, but we exchanged numbers, and I put him in my phone as Dean 67 Galaxy. The guy's name is Dean Ure. He's from Paola. Great guy. I'm in December, I'm a professional speaker, and in December, I'm 15 minutes away from going on and giving a workshop in Las Vegas at the Mandalay Bay. My text goes off on my phone. I look, it's Dean. He says, if you're going to buy that Galaxy, what do you think it'd be worth? Shit.
Putting it on you.
So I shot him a number. I said, screw it. I shot him a number. He texted me right back. He said, "That sounds fair. Give me a call tonight. We'll do the deal."
Wow.
So this is on a Thursday, and Saturday I went down and got my granddad's Galaxy back. I haven't really done, other than maintenance, I haven't really done much to it. I've just driven it and enjoyed it. But I love that car. The next owner of that car will be after I'm dead and gone. And there will be a next caretaker of the car because it's too good. But I'm gonna do some stuff to it. I'm gonna fix. Still got that crappy paint job on it. I'm gonna put a new paint job on it. Do some interior work. Yeah, no, I've tried.
I have a couple other people that I know that have similar stories where an old family car ended up back in their possession.
Oh, yeah.
Those are my favorite stories.
It's a family heirloom, and it's.
You guys want to take a cocktail break?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. What I am making first is called the Saturn, and it's a tiki drink, and I have been working on it for a couple weeks now. I thought I'd try it, and I've been kind of perfecting it a little bit. This drink is made with passion fruit syrup, which I'm using BG Reynolds passion fruit syrup out of Portland. They make wonderful handcrafted small batch cocktail syrups. It's also got Velvet Falernum, which is I'm using John D. Taylor's Velvet Falernum. It's almond, lime, and tiki spice liqueur. This also has gin, white rum, and a little bit of orgeat, which is an almond syrup, and it's served up. So that's what I'm making, although I have tweaked it a little bit. The original recipe actually only has gin, but that is a little too ginny for us, so we did half and half rum. So we're going to make that real quick. Hopefully you like it, so I got to try it too.
Well, of course you do.
I've been waiting for this. This is actually my new favorite drink right now. So, cheers, my friends.
Cheers, everyone.
Troy?
To Saturn, to Troy's 67 Ford Galaxy.
It's worth drinking too.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it's all right.
I'm a fan.
Me too.
It's good.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, Shayla looks a lot better liking it than I do. I got to tell you.
What do you think? I know you're not a gin person. That's part of the reason I took some of the gin out and added some rum.
I'm not even picking up the gin.
I can barely taste it.
I'm catching the rum, but I'm not catching the
It's
gin in there.
half gin. So each one of these has 1 ounce of gin. We're using ST Strong local distillery, and 1 ounce of white rum.
I'm a fan.
So got 2 ounces of booze in there.
When I take a sip of gin, I can still smell that juniper bush my brother pushed me through when I was 7.
Scarred you for life, didn't it?
I like it with just the gin, but honestly, I like it this way better.
I like it. That's good. That's really good.
Cool.
Well done.
I'm glad. Thanks. Okay,
Might
so
have to turn on the neon light outside.
There you go.
we have a neon light outside. Where did that go?
It's in the making.
Troy, you have an alter ego?
I do.
I heard somewhere that Troy has an alter ego, and I'd like him to tell us a little bit about that.
I do. I travel a lot for business, and what I do, and I'm a sales consultant and coach, that's all I'm going to say, but what I do is sometimes difficult to explain, particularly after I've had a few cocktails, which, it happens when I'm on the road. And so if I get in one of those moods where I'm worked out, I don't feel like explaining anything, I tell people my name is Paul and that I'm a llama farmer.
Paul the llama farmer.
Paul the llama farmer.
Why not?
And the reason I do this is because nobody knows jack squat about llamas. So you can tell them anything you want, they'll believe it. And nobody is going to go, hey. That's not how llamas are. Right? So I can tell
Very
them,
few people.
and you can tell them anything you want, and it doesn't matter how many of these you've had.
It would only be more interesting if they said, that's not how.
I know.
Oh, yeah.
You find that one person that knows everything
Start
about llama
winking
farming.
and going like, then join just
Yeah.
with me.
Well,
Just don't blow my cover.
And the thing is, my fondest dream is that people I've filled full of absolute crap about llama farming go back and tell their friends, you're never going to believe what I learned the other night at the Embassy Suites. Did you know llamas make great pets? Yeah, I mean, this is my
Actually,
fun.
I think they do.
They probably do.
They do.
And the bad part about it is that would mean I've told them something true, which kind of bothers me. But I
The
like
whole
it.
point of this was to fail.
Exactly.
They go home and say, honey, I have half a mind to quit my job. I met this guy at the bar. He seems to be happy.
How fast does the galaxy go? It's a good question, right?
Well, my granddad got his last speeding ticket in the Galaxy at age 82 at 108 miles per hour on Highway 36 between Marysville and Belleville. And when I asked him about it, he said it was a good thing I've been backing off for half a mile. He had it up at about $1.25, and he said it still had some yet to go. This car would probably, all things considered, top out somewhere between 130 and 135, realistically. And that is on a straight string with no obstructions, no obstacles, just putting the hammer down and letting her run until it hit top speed. I have no idea what Granddad did to it. I'm not going to rebuild the engine because it's great. It needs some new gaskets and stuff on it and a little detail, but the engine itself is going to stay sealed up. Part of me is tempted to pull it apart, have the cam put on a cam doctor, figure out exactly what the hell it is. And the other part of me goes, no, my granddad's hands were on that motor. My granddad built that motor. Granddad, that sucker is yours until it has a problem.
I love that.
Yeah. My granddad was a great man. He really was. He was one of my two heroes in life, my other one being my dad.
Yeah. Cheers to
I should-
Dad.
Cheers.
Don't make it like that.
Actually, you know, my granddad who built the Galaxy, I have a picture of him in 1939 standing astride a military surplus Indian 4-cylinder motorcycle, which he bought with mustering out pay when he mustered out of the Navy in Baltimore. And he rode it from Baltimore to Pampa, Texas, which is where my grandmother was. Trades the Indian for a 39 Mercury sedan. Builds a trailer, loads all their stuff in it, and drives it with his newborn son up to Topeka, Kansas to set up home.
Wow.
You know, and again, the road's from Baltimore to Pampa, Texas, 1939, and he's riding that motorcycle. And I asked Granddad about it. I said, that had to be one of the best rides ever. And he goes, oh no. He said, the best ride was your Uncle Tubby, his brother. I said, okay, how's that? Well, Uncle Tubby, in 1940, I believe it was, there was a 300-mile AMA Grand National motorcycle race in Dodge City, Kansas, on a dirt track. 1 mile dirt track, 300 miles. Now, nowadays, AMA Grand Nationals are 25 miles. 300-mile national championship race. Tubby rides a Harley, and it's probably 90 degrees, right? Tubby rides a Harley in this race, finishes 4th against the Indian Wrecking Crew, the Harley-Davidson factory team, and all that. Goes to the pay window, picks up his money, sticks it in his pocket, hops back on the very same Harley, kicks it over, and rides it back to Topeka the same day.
Hell yes.
He said, that was a motorcycle ride.
God damn.
Yeah.
So that's the stock that I come from.
And you know, you guys, this is like, I knew Troy would have the stories. You guys, like,
Some of them are
he's
even
got
true.
The stories, even more than I anticipated.
Oh yeah, you're plumbing some depths of Troy that you've never plumbed, Shayla.
Yay. Good. Wait.
Shit, made her stop on that one, didn't I,
Yeah,
Kurt?
we don't have to find the snake on this one.
Yeah.
We don't have to pull up.
It's okay, folks. Her husband's sitting right here. All's good.
Should we go? Should we venture into another cocktail?
Hit me again.
Okay,
Different
I'm gonna give you a choice. We have 2 left. Well, I have, and I've pre-made the next 2 drinks. I've pre-made because I discovered recently that I am not capable of mixing drinks, measuring, doing all that, and having conversation at the same time. I can't do it. So I've pre-made my drinks. I know that's kind of cheating a little bit, but what I have a zombie.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you decide just based on the name. I have a zombie or I have a painkiller.
Zombie and a painkiller seems like the proper order. So hit me with the zombie.
Okay. That was the order I had in mind, so perfect. We're gonna shake this up right now.
It's a mighty fine shake.
I've got my shake game on.
That's right. You want some fries with that shake? Yeah, we're gonna go all the way back to 17 years old, right?
Oh my goodness.
Yep. Yeah, you can take the boy out of the car hop.
Yeah. No, you really can't actually. actually.
Oh boy. Be careful here, Troy.
I'm gonna use discretion on this.
This drink has flavors. So many flavors.
And a good cocktail does. This is the thing.
Yeah.
There are so many cocktails. It's like
I agree.
when I go to a bar and I order a rum and coke, and it's slightly Coca-Cola colored rum, that's not what I'm after. You know, if you're gonna make me a rum and coke, what you're really making me is a Coke and rum, because I enjoy that.
A Coca-Cola or a Pepsi is really tasty in itself.
Exactly.
You just want that little kick.
Exactly.
Like it used to have the cocaine in it.
You're right.
Put the little rum in it.
True.
I know, I'm just ruining everything.
You're not ruining anything.
Now, unlike most of the things I say about llamas, the fact that Coca-Cola had cocaine in it, that is a fact, people.
It is a fact.
But this
We're not going to dispute the facts.
I was gonna.
All right.
Right?
Here's to it.
Cheers to drink number 2.
Cheers to drink number 2. Well, that's good shit. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is good shit.
That's good.
It's kind of that can really get you in trouble right there.
Yes, it is. That is a panty dropper right there. That's good stuff.
Wow.
Why do you think it's called a zombie?
Exactly.
Oh man, that really is a good cocktail. I gotta say that's one of my. I think I've picked 3. I mean, why would I not pick 3 of my favorites? But I've definitely picked 3 of my favorites to make tonight. All right, let's talk about the car a little
All
bit
right,
more.
let's do it.
If you want to, we don't have to. Does Galaxy have a gender? And what's its name if it does?
The name is Old Granddad, like the whiskey. When I get it all the way done the way I want to, and I show it, I'm going to have show signs made up in the mode of the Old Granddad whiskey.
Cool.
Bottle labels, but there's going to be I've got a bunch of pictures of my granddad from his racing days, and I have pictures of my granddad on it, and then there will be verbiage that describes the car. So it's male. And
Galaxy ever broken down and left you stranded?
here's the most remarkable thing about that car. As far as I know, it has never left me or my granddad stranded. It's never left me stranded. I'm not even thinking of a time that it broke down that I had to fix it. And I don't think it ever let my granddad down, and Dean never mentioned it letting him down either. That car is dead reliable, which means 1, it was well built, was built right, and 2, the people who have owned it have kept it up. Now, there are a couple of things about that car that need to be fixed. One of them is it needs a new heater control valve. I had to put a manual valve in it, otherwise the heater blows hot all the time. And 2, I need to get the air conditioner working. But that's not the same as breaking down and leaving me beside the road. It is an amazing
call about that.
It is an amazingly reliable.
Both of us have been broken down on the side of the road.
Actually, come to think of it, there's one time when it stopped running and I figured out that it was flooding and I had the carburetor set too rich. I got it cleared out, got it home, and reset the carburetor, but it never left me by the side of the road.
Here's a question. Have you ever slept in the Galaxy or any other?
I have not slept in the Galaxy. I have slept. And I still have it. I have a '67 Dodge Charger that I bought after my senior year in high school. And those cars, the back seats would fold down flat, and there was a panel between this large compartment and the trunk, which would also fold down flat. So you could lay down in the back of that car, which at that age presents certain advantages.
Certainly does.
So there are stories that I'm not going to tell that involve that.
That's safe. That's good.
But I have, in fact, slept in the back of the Galaxy, or in the back of the Charger, and I actually have slept in the back of a Suburban that I had in the infield of Talladega Super Speedway, which was a lot of fun. And Talladega Super Speedway during the races, infield at night, is an experience not to be missed. Just gonna say over a little bit, and
I just want to show off our little doggy here.
Aw,
This is Quinn.
she's a good girl.
This is Quinn, our blue heeler. What is she turn? She turns 2 in November.
November is coming
It's
up.
almost your birthday.
She's got her own Instagrams.
She's back here to see me, so I thought.
What a good girl.
She's always checking in.
So okay, talking about the Shrunken Heads.
Yep.
Let's talk about our next event we have coming up. The Voodoo Cruise, Shrunken Heads Voodoo Cruise, coming up on October 3rd, Saturday, October 3rd. In a couple of weeks here, we have a tremendous car show. Maybe it's not that tremendous, but we're working on it.
It's going to be tremendous this year.
It is
We
this year.
love it.
It's the seventh annual Voodoo Cruise, right, Troy?
Yep.
Or 7th. The third one that you and I will have been a part of, and we're pretty excited about that. So let's talk about that a little bit. It's at a new venue this year, which we're really stoked to have everybody come and see the space, which is the Fuel House in Bonner Springs. So let's talk about that.
The cool thing about the Voodoo Cruise, in my opinion, is it's kind of the last blast of the year. You know, it's. I mean, we used to have it in July, and it was so hot that even the paint on the car sweat. I mean, it was bad. And so we moved it to October, and it's been really successful in October because it kind of puts a bookend on the car show season. And so, you know, the weather tends to be pretty good. The weather's supposed to be great for this. And I'll tell you what's really cool is this is the first year we've had it at a car-themed venue that was our destination. We've had other car-themed stuff that happened on past cruises, but it was never our destination. This year, the Fuel House, our destination, I mean, it's a car-themed place. It's exciting to go to. I mean, it's a destination in and of itself. Now you pack in a car show with it, it's going to be a great day. And one thing that distinguishes the Voodoo Cruise is it's a cruise. You know, most people call them a cruise. If you go, you set up, you set your lawn chair up, sit there all day. And if you want to do that, that's perfectly okay. We love you. We're happy to have you. But for those of you that want to drive your hot rods,
With other people
driving hot rods, yeah. We're going to do a caravan, a cruise that's going to take off from the Fuels House. It's going to go up and around Wyandotte Lake Park and back. Just give everybody an opportunity to get their hot rods and some exercise in amongst other hot rods. Registration opens up at 11 a.m., closes at 1 p.m., and that's when we take off for Wyandotte Lake Park. And then we should get back to the Fuel House around 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Then we're going to have awards at 4 o'clock. We got some cool awards. And why don't you talk about the music?
Yeah,
I talk about the cars, you talk about the music. Great music.
I think typically the Voodoo Cruise have only had. How many bands have you had play it throughout the years?
I think once they had 2 bands, but most of the time it's been one band.
Just one. And
Free
one
this year.
is, in memory, an extremely overpriced band that just.
Who was that?
No.
Was it the Pop Skull Rebels?
No, we usually play for free. This year, 3 bands are all know each other well. 3 very distinctive styles. We have Sundog Surf, 3 fantastic gentlemen that work their asses off behind Tiki Mask.
We love
Yes.
Sundog Surf.
Very California spy surf. I believe they're kicking off the show and play for about an hour and a half. Strawbilly, which is a Nashville country rock band with a Nashville veteran of 15 years, Scott Hinkle. I mean, they've got
Our buddy
fiddle,
Scott.
2 guitars, bass and drums. This man has what they call a pleasing baritone, which I sometimes says. But you know, Scott, 6'7". He's got it.
6'7"?
Legendary.
Dang.
Oh no,
You just
no.
grew to
I know.
Fucking legendary.
By the time the Voodoo Cruise happens, Hinkle's going to be 7 foot, folks. I'm just saying.
Scott, you gotta be 7 feet tall by the
He's
Voodoo
gonna
Cruise.
have to buy new boots and jeans. Let me tell you. This cat, fantastic band, great songwriter. Popsicle Rebels, cowpunk peppered in with a little bit of country and western. We may even play a Cramp song or 2. You may hear some
Hope so.
misfits. You don't know what. We don't have a genre label. We call it cowpunk, grit twang. We'll play next to a band in tight black leather pants, pumping out punk rock. We play next to the surf bands.
Wait, you wear the tight black leather pants? I must have missed that show.
Only on Sunday nights.
I have definitely missed that show. Thankfully.
Oh, but
That's an image I won't get out of my head.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I know,
Appreciate
me
it, guys.
too. Nothing against tight black leather pants, just you and them. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't compute.
Yeah.
So yeah, bands throughout the day, burritos.
Burritos Locos got a great food truck, Burritos Locos, and despite the name, if you're that one person out there who doesn't like tacos and burritos, they do have burgers and dogs as well.
If you don't like that, you can just eat it out.
Shush.
Yeah. If you don't like that, there's grass over by the railroad tracks you can pick and eat.
Grass by the tracks. And also, I think Fuel House is open. They have food.
Grass by the tracks. That kind of sounds like it should be a show in itself.
It could be.
Sounds like
There's a future
country song.
episode.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be. If you're into cars or music, be there.
And it's Bonner Springs. If you've only seen it on the road, you know it as Boner Springs. But once you get there and talk to some locals, you find out pretty quick.
Actually, Bonner.
It's actually
You know.
Bonner.
Anyway, yeah, we're really excited about the Voodoo cruise, and that's just 2 weeks. From
2 weeks?
Saturday. So.
Actually, a week from Saturday.
It's
Week from
1
Saturday?
week from
Oh,
Week from
shit.
Saturday.
I got a little
1
work
week.
to do. We all got a little work to do. So we hope you guys can make it. And we thank you for joining us tonight. Troy, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
And being our very first victim for Cars and Cocktails at the Aloha Cowboy Saloon. This is an experiment, so I don't know. I had fun. I hope you had fun.
I had a great time.
Good. Well, cheers. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
We wish y'all could join us.